Welcome back to the 16th episode of our Factorio Spaceage series. Are we finally going to figure out if this train unloading station works? We're going to find out first thing. So let's move our train, which is almost unloading, and I definitely need to fix the setup because it's not very efficient at all. But let's move our train that we got from last time to our unloading area, and let's add in a wait condition because that is what is wrong. It just kind of passed through the station at the end of last episode. So we're going to give it a condition to have an empty cargo. And then once it has an empty cargo, it can actually leave the station and get filled up again. Is it going to work? Yes, it does. And it looks like it's filling on both sides of the belt correctly. So I'm not sure if this will fully compress like 2 lanes per wagon, like I have kind of set up now. But I'm just going to leave it kind of like this for now. We'll let it unload and then go back to fill up again. In the meantime, what I would like to do is tentatively plan on putting in a new smelting build for more of this iron. So how I envision that will actually require us to move this coal, which is not a big deal. In fact, I'm gonna wait to do that, or else we'll stop getting coal fed down that line. But we can copy this, and then eventually we'll have it go there. And we're not going to worry about filling that in, and the reason is because I would like to get robots this episode, because I'm sick of doing so many things by hand. It's about time that we get more technologically savvy, improve the game quality of life. So what I want to do is expand from this engine build that we are using for the blue science into a 1-to-1, meaning engines to electric engines build that will then go into robot frames. And I've been doing a lot of research during these last episodes, and I realized we're actually not too far off from space science. So I've been trying to just quickly research the last couple of things that we need for that. It does get more expensive as we research along. The rocket silo is going to take 1,000 of the red, green, and blue science packs, but we're making good progress. But this robot frame stuff will be one of the things that we need for really improving the quality of the life. So we will need logistic robots. In fact, let's prioritize that in the queue actually as the next thing that we'll do, even ahead of low density structures, because logistic bots is going to help supply stuff for me, and then the construction bots will help to actually build in that blueprint over there. And then once we get the blueprint built in, we can start to expand the factories, divvy up the belt lines properly and in better ratios and all sorts of stuff like that. I do already have a blueprint in mind, and basically it's almost just a mirrored version of the engine build here. So I think we'll have to start that. Actually, we could start it here, because I guess technically I'm imagining we'll use this belt for supplying the pipe and gear wheels, since we have more than enough. Like, it's definitely not running low. So I think we can supply excess pipe and gear wheels to the engines on this side. And I think we'll just start with 6. I don't know what ratio I should really be doing, but we'll do 6 right here. And then with that in mind, let me find my blueprint. Here we go. Plop that down. So the idea is we'll have inserters pulling steel and then the pipe and gear wheels into the engines here. They will direct insert into these additional assemblers for the electric engines, like this. And I'll fill in the inserters here while I can. And it's already working, which is great. Then from here, we have the electric engine assemblers fed lube, and then it will need green circuits as well, and then the normal engines are directly inserted. So the only thing I'm conflicted about is whether I want to have maybe direct insertion from the engines into a robot frame build. Let's see here. Do I have that research now? I do. So flying frames require steel batteries the electric engines, and then the circuits. So I don't have batteries yet. In fact, I also don't have lube yet. So that's something we'll get up and running in today's episode too. That means we're going to have to finally make use of the advanced oil processing, which is always a little scary to start with because at least when I play with advanced oil processing, I use a lot of smarts and I am rusty when it comes to that type of thing. So let me fill in my inserters that I have it now according to this blueprint. And then if I want to play with direct insertion later on, I think have the option to do that. I think it would just mean we are maybe flipping these red long-handed inserters into an assembler to go into the robot frames. In fact, let's finish the belt just so I have this ready to go, just in case this is exactly what I go with. There we go. So this line would be the green circuits. This line would be the output. So this is where I'm questioning whether we should do, insertion directly from this to the other assembler for the robot frames. So I think first, before we get to all that stuff, let me grab a little bit more resources from the belt lines. Logistic bots are about halfway done. So we'll have that hopefully ready to go by the time I get the frames and the bots created for the most part. Whoops, grabbed too much stuff. Okay, so I want to start playing with advanced oil processing, or do I? I don't really, but we need to. So I should have grabbed, oh, actually I already have chemical plants. So I'm going to reiterate just from a few episodes ago, I don't know the correct ratios for cracking or anything like that off the top of my head. And in this series, we're largely just winging it. My goal is to get off of this planet hopefully as quickly as possible so we can actually start exploring the new components of the FACTORIO SPACEAGE expansion. So with that in mind, let's just plop stuff down that will give me the bare minimum and still works. So what I think that entails is we can switch these to advanced oil processing oil refineries, and we'll copy the recipe. And that now means we need water. So for water, I think we can thankfully just barely fit it. So we'll add in some pipes. In fact, I should just do that real quick so I don't lose where all of my pipes are, because it can be very confusing figuring that out. So I'm going to connect this up to we'll just connect this up to the closest water source, which is actually from here. Perfect. So now we'll have advanced oil processing, but this is going to break now any second because we don't have outputs yet for the heavy or light oil. So the first thing I'm going to do is start making some tanks. And if we use storage tanks, we can start to measure the outputs for the petroleum, the light oil, medium oil, as well as lube and all the other stuff. So I am just going to put the tanks, I think, right here. I might need one more for the lube, which we can add in later. So petroleum, we'll just add like this. The light oil we can add into this thing, although I need that connected up with everything else. So how do I want to do that? Let's do going down by 2 pipes for the light. We'll go down by 3 for the heavy. This is slowly coming back to me. Whoops. Okay, so we can connect up light to each other like this. And so far it's kind of working out in a nice and clean setup. And then we'll connect these pipes to the tanks. So we have one each of the petroleum, light, and heavy oil. Now we can maybe start adding in the smarts. And I haven't played with that yet, but I know it's a feature down here. You don't actually make the wire anymore. So to measure that, I believe we need a decider combinator. I think. It's been long enough, I don't even remember for sure. We will put the combinators down next to all of the tanks. Whoops. Let's build the correct stuff since I don't have the right stuff in my inventory. And how does this wire work? So let's connect up the tanks to the poles. Oh, and I already feel like I'm not doing this right, but there's only so many ways I can do it wrong, right? And then now we attach the wire to the combinator, I think. Okay, yep, that's correct. So if we hover over it, and you will see on the right-hand side, it shows me we have 9.8 thousand petroleum. We'll do the same here to the light and the heavy oil. So power pole, and then power pole to each combinator adjacent to it. So now we have an idea of how to measure the oils. Ooh, and logistic bots are done, so that's good news. We're just going to continue on with the stuff for space science again. All right, so now I need some pumps. Actually, I already have a couple in my pocket. So here's the part where I'm really rusty on, is figuring out when to open the pumps. Because we want petroleum more than anything. So petroleum we should always have. So we will open this pump to crack light oil into petroleum. Yep, I think I'm speaking rationally. If light oil is less than petroleum. That makes sense to me. But I think we'll just start putting stuff in and make sure that logic actually works out. So let's start connecting this. We'll do cracking, light oil cracking into petroleum like this. We'll need water again. Now here's where I'm starting to get a little too tight with my spacing. But maybe we can add up water like this. Okay, there's water, kind of. Okay, there's water. So we'll just start with 3 cracking of the light into petroleum for now, I guess. For outputs of the pipes, we'll have it go like this and barely fit. Okay. But now, how do I fit in the pipes for this? So, dang. I might need to move this over a little bit. Oh, shoot. Oh, man. This is the worst. Okay, I did not give myself enough room. Okay, there is light for that. I am fixing this as we go along. I might have to move my water source. So, in fact, let's do this. Okay, so there is my light oil. For water, we'll have it go like this. Oh boy. I can't, oh geez. Let Let me move this a little bit if I can. Can I? No. I just did not give myself enough room. Darn it. I need like one more tile. Okay. Let me start over with this. Let me move this over a couple tiles. That is what I get for trying to spaghetti in oil processing, which is hard to do. So we're going to move this, give myself way more room than necessary. So let's do this maybe. Now we can worry about the water. So water will come in like this. Put in the recipe. Underground it like that. And like that. There we go. Now the light oil can easily fit in. All right, problem solved by giving myself more room. And looks like I am out of underground pipes, but that at least puts in some cracking for further light into petroleum. The output we can fit in again, can go like this and like that. Normal pipe like that. Okay. Smarts need to go on this pump here because we only want this to open if, and actually I probably need to connect all of the wire between these poles because we want it to measure all of the fluids. So this pump will open if petroleum, which is, where is that? I just need the actual fluid. So we'll open if petroleum is less than light. Or no. Yes, I think that's right. Okay. So I think that's correct. So this is staying closed because currently we have more petroleum than we have light oil. We'll set a similar condition for heavy into the lube. So I know I don't have enough pipe, but let me start to place down those chemical plants so we can think about where that's going to go. Chemical plants. Let's grab them. So I feel like I need fewer heavy cracking plants, but I could be wrong. I'll just do 3 again for the sake of simplicity. So we will do heavy. Actually, we'll just do all heavy into lube for now. And I want to say it's just like super easy, just like one plant actually. I could be totally wrong about that. But let's put in a placeholder here like this. And maybe it will be easier just to craft a couple things in my pocket rather than go back. Let's start to give it power. And then connect up the smarts again. So we want, actually we will need to go into probably cracking as well. So we'll set this though for now to be open if lubricant is less than, actually this one I don't really know how to set it. If it's less than petroleum? Sure, why not? I think this is the one I'm questioning if the smarts are correct on. Let's fill in the pipes. There we go. Add in a little bit of light so we can all see. There we go. So now we need our outputs. I should probably add one more tank, which I had almost ready to go. And we'll do a combinator as well. Add in more smarts. Add in a power pole. There we go. So smarts will add to that power pole, to that tank, to that combinator so we can measure the lubricant, I think. There currently is no lubricant in there, but we'll connect it up over here, have it go underground like that, and now it's measuring the lubricant. So this pump is open because we have far less lubricant than we do petroleum. I think I will add in a separate row of chemical plants for cracking heavy into light oil that will leave open if we have more lubricant than light oil or something like that. But we'll figure that out, I think, in just a minute. For now, I want to start connecting up the lube that we have getting made. There's not a whole lot of it. In fact, why not? Do we have like way too much petroleum? We do. Okay. Maybe I should even this out a little bit. I may have to figure out or switch up my settings. Let's do less than or equal to. Does that change anything? No. Let's have this open. We'll switch this around. Let's have this open if light oil is less than or equal to petroleum. Okay. I like that setting a little bit better. So now that's open. It is cracking into more petroleum. And as far as the heavy oil, that is going straight into the lubricant. Yep, not a problem. In fact, we can add in probably one more chemical plant or so. There we go. In fact, we're going to add in one more. One more to be even with the cracking over here. Okay, so there is some basic smarts on this stuff. Now we can connect up the lubricant. And that is going to come from where? From here somewhere. All right. Our electric assemblers should be getting lubricant now. Now we just need to supply it with the green circuits. But as far as the rest of the robot frames, what does that take? We need steel, batteries, and so batteries are really the last thing that we need. So batteries take iron, copper, and sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid we technically already have coming straight from here. It's not going anywhere. So we can make maybe one more tank, which I've got. In fact, I almost want it to be over here just to keep in line with the tanks, but for the sake of it just already being over here anyway, we'll just keep it right there. So I'll put it right here, and I think that's already in line with that anyway. We'll connect up the pipes. I should probably put smarts on this as well, but I'm going to hold off for now until I can think about what I would want those conditions to be. So sulfuric acid is getting made. Now we just need a way to make batteries. So I want to combine up iron and copper plate, and maybe we can put some assemblers right here for that. We already have copper plate actually right here, which is convenient. Like that. Maybe we can split off like this. The iron and the copper can meet up like this. Do I have a couple more chemical plants? I don't know. Oh, yep, I have 9. I just couldn't find them. I'm running low on room. But if we push this all the way to the side. I can probably get at least a couple battery chemical plants in here somewhere. Although it's tight. So if we do that, because I need to make room for the pipes still. Let's see, can I condense it at all? Let's see. Let me see if I can just spaghetti this in my favor. I bet I can. I bet I can. In fact, I might even be able to move it down by one more. But let's see. Let's start with, we'll put it here. We'll do 4 of them. Let's fill it in the pipes. Like that. Sulfuric acid will come into these. These will become batteries. And then we can underground the belts, and I think still have room to pull from them. Like this. Okay, it is going according to plan. And I even have room for power. How cool is that? And I really need to stock up on my supplies again. Put in the power poles there, there. Connect up the sulfuric acid. Make a couple more underground pipes by hand because I'm too lazy to go get some more. More regular pipes by hand. As far as the output goes, I guess we'll have it go from top to bottom. I have a little bit of room to fit it somewhere in my bus. And then, of course, I can expand on this at least a little bit until I run out of room running into the pipes up there. Let's put in that last pipe I need. And there is the sulfuric acid. So I'm going to connect this up with the regular rest of the belt down here. Ooh, look at that. This automatically goes in. That's pretty cool. Will it fit if I have it go like this? Let's see. We'll see if we can have it squeeze under this section over here, which we barely can. And that way we're still leaving room in the main sections of the bus for more important things, or at least more commonly used things like more iron and copper and steel. We'll continue this. So we'll need another red underground belt there. Ooh, but we're home free for continuing the batteries on the bus. Okay, bus is looking good, looking healthy, and it's getting more and more products with almost every episode. All right, batteries we've got. So I think, do we have all the components we need for the flying robot frames? I think we do, but I think we're going to finish the robot frames for next episode. So thank you guys for joining me. We got actually a decent amount of stuff done with some complicated things with smarts and advanced oil processing. So I know not all of it is going to be accurate or the proper smarts or even ratio perfect, but it's working for now, and that's what I like to see for hopefully getting off of this planet soon. So thanks for joining me, and I'll see you very soon for the next one.